Hello, everyone. For the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival, we are here. We're going to do it in the New Jersey section of interviews. And right now we have Jody Ebert that's up right now. And you did the film The Prize.
I did.
And it's a New Jersey film. Where did you film that in New Jersey?
We filmed it in Califon, New Jersey, at a wonderful old general store. I needed a general store, and I got a general store. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's not easy to get those at all, right?
I called a lot of people. I was rejected by a lot of people, and because it's horror related, there were even fewer people who were anxious to do it. But there were some fine people at Rambo's that did not care at all and were very kind to us.
Were you there all day filming the store?
I actually did it over 2 Sundays. So we did exteriors essentially one day and interiors essentially one day. And I had planned to do exteriors at a different place, but it was so wonderful working the interiors there. And actually I got to use their upstairs as well for every other interior I had, which was perfect. I got to use them for everything and look like 3 or 4 different places.
Oh yeah, that's the best when you get that like one location where you could do that kind of thing. That's so. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I'll try to do this in the shortest possible way. Basically, I wrote a very, very short story for a magazine, and I can't even remember the name of it right now, but it was 750 words. And all it was just a sentence, and you were supposed to extrapolate from there. I wrote the original story based on that, and then unfortunately, my father was very, very ill and was asking for me to, he could only get entertainment in very short spans. So I looked through everything I had written, found this was one of the things I could write, wrote it very, a longer short version of it as a story. And then sadly, my father passed away. And at that point, I felt like I wanted to use it in some other way, in part to honor him. In part because I knew I was going to write a longer screenplay talking about the loss, and that I was going to use several short films within a larger film. And this is one of the short films. So this is the first thing that I wrote for that. But I wrote it in screenplay form from short stories. I probably just said that right, Chris?
Have you made the other ones? Have you written the other shorts then as well? Are you gonna
put them together? I've actually even written the full-length feature version where all of these go in. You know, my hope is to sell it, but if I end up being the one to make it, I will already be partway there.
Are the stories gonna interconnect, or are they separate? Like
they're well, the longer script is called Stories I Told My Father. And this is one of the stories, and they're interconnected by
through the main short that kind of wraps around it all.
Yeah, the main feature is the stories being shared, and this is one of the stories.
So you have this one done. Did you make another one since, or?
Well, of the 5 I use in the longer script, one of them has been made another time, not actually really by me. Obviously, I wrote it, but another one of the short ones was made by actually the guy who's my DP on this, directed and produced and made it, and I think won the Roselle shorts with that particular thing. It was called Gâchette, which is a French word for trigger.
So yeah, so this is included. There's a lot of films in this festival, and we just put a bunch of the New Jersey ones together. There's more New Jersey ones, but we just kind of put like one set together. So it just happened to be in the set with a bunch of other New Jersey filmmakers. It's always cool to have that, especially when we're there. But unfortunately, we can't do that.
I was born here, Chris. I was born here, so I appreciate it.
Yeah,
so left, came back.
But oh well, what are we gonna do? We had to go online. We waited it out. So
it's all good, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate what you all are doing. I mean, this is not my only online festival. Actually, it's not even my only online interview.
Oh yeah. You tried to change it up as much as you can, or like, oh well.
Yeah, I admire the guys who are doing what you're doing right now. It's hard. I mean, it's as hard as what we're trying to do, which is still bring entertainment to people. How do you do entertainment, right? You will be the first one to show my stuff online. Actually, I think you're ending up being the first. So
that's good. We like being the first thing sometimes, right? So so you had this, and you have it in a few other festivals. What you said is the first one, but it will be playing in others.
I've been accepted to a few others. I had a premiere for it a while back in March, literally right before.
So you got it. You got to see it. That's in a theater or in a
big screen with a lot of people. Shake hands. Have them tell me it didn't stink.
Yeah, that's the best feeling, isn't it? It's like just to see people's reactions and see it in the theater. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for me it was. Actually, it was laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've seen it, obviously.
Yeah.
And
it's been a while back now, though. I tried to see some again, but this is like I probably watched it way back. I don't know, maybe January-ish.
Yeah. Right. No, it's creepy, but the way you find out whether people are really paying attention to what you're doing is you throw in 3 or 4 jokes, and if they laugh at it. Yeah. It means they're actually paying attention to what's going on. So that's what I sat in the back of the theater and went, oh my God, please laugh. Okay, good. All right. So that's what went down there.
That's great. So is there anything else that you would like to promote, or you have any websites or anything out there that people would like to see any of your work or anything?
No, there's nothing I've got right now. I mean, mostly it's this going into festivals right now, and the longer feature script going into festivals, but nothing else right now. I'd love to give a shout out to my lead actress, my AD and editor, and my DP. Just started and my grip on this just started their own film company called Big Guy Pictures, and they're doing this great thing around where they're helping small businesses around for a very reasonable amount of money make commercials.
Oh wow.
For post-COVID commercials, so to speak. So I want to give them a shout out. It's called Big Guy Pictures, and you can find it on Facebook right now.
Oh, great. Well, thanks a lot for coming on here and a few minutes of this, and we're gonna string all these together and probably play them like a couple days before the festival, so people can see it and then see the interviews, and then go from there and check out the films and things like that.
Awesome, Chris. Thanks for giving me an interview. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, great. Okay, everyone, we're here with Thomas Ryan Ward and Grayson Berry. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Great. Thanks so much, Chris.
Yeah, so you guys are in the New Jersey set that we have. I mean, I was just telling the other guy that was on that we have other New Jersey films, but we just have had a bunch of films by New Jersey directors, and we always try to put like a set together. So it just ended up being in that set. So
Right.
and so your film is packed, correct?
Yes.
And how did you go about coming up with that? You guys both wrote it?
No, it's a true story, Chris. So I was out shooting a film called Dreamland with Margot Robbie in New Mexico, staying with who I thought was a friend when all this stuff transpired.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of stuck with me, and I thought, hey, why not turn it into a short film? And I get to play the bad guy, and there you have it.
Nice. And you filmed this in New Jersey?
We did. Where did we shoot it, Ryan?
Long Branch.
Really? That's right outside here. Well, Eatontown. I could just throw a rock over that way. Yeah.
Beautiful downtown Long. Yeah. So I'm only about 3.5 years into the East Coast, Chris.
Oh, okay.
I'm still learning my Jersey.
Yeah.
But yeah, loving it.
That's great. So are you guys local then to the area, or?
I'm in Monmouth County. I'm in the Red Bank area, and Grayson, you're up in New York, New Jersey. What is it called?
West New York, New Jersey.
West New York, New Jersey. Yeah, I know that well. A lot of
very
good,
confusing.
A lot of good beer places up there, actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if I had a really good arm, I could hit the Twin Towers. But
wow.
Yeah,
that's a really good arm.
That's epic arm. Yeah, that's like
time and space.
It's like Lamar Latrell in Revenge of the Nerds with the javelin, right? that kind of arm.
Well, we want to thank you, Chris, because you have been so wonderful. You and your team have been great about keeping us abreast of all the things that are happening and letting us have. I don't think we've gotten that from any other festival or any other group. You actually communicate and let us know what's happening, whereas everybody's like, we'll get in touch with you in 6 months and just hold on.
It almost was like that, because everyone's like we had a podcast that would go on every 2 weeks, and then that kind of shut down. So I kind of took over. I was like, no, I'm still podcasting. So I've been podcasting on a show nonstop online, and I've been getting actors and filmmakers from all over the country now. And I said, you have no excuse. Get on my show,
Yeah.
So.
Grayson has also been podcasting like a crazy person, on podcasts pretty prevalently over the course of the past couple of weeks or months, right?
Yeah, man, it's been fun. It's such a different medium, man. It's just stream of consciousness, just go, and it's been a blast. Yeah, man, I love it.
So when you guys when you wrote this, and what happened from there? You're like, oh, we got to make this short film, and how'd that go about?
Yeah, so I met Ryan. Ryan was like one of the first guys I met out here doing a musical in Middletown, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. Yeah.
Really? Okay, well, Middletown Arts Center, that's where we met. And so Ryan has a world of talent, is an amazing playwright, an amazing theater director. And I was working a ton as an actor and wanted Ryan to direct this. And we worked well together, and we've sort of had this collaboration ever since, man. And, we had some great actors. It's always weird, Chris, as you know, when you have like really small parts.
Yeah.
And you can go a number of different directions with that. But I think Ryan found our actress who played Lori, named after Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. And she brought so much more to the role than was on the page. So credit to Ryan for finding her.
Yeah.
And then Raphael Marchetta, who's the main guy, came from Gravy and Sauce as well, the musical that Ryan and I met on. And Raph and I collaborated on a one-take horror short called Disturbed that's on Amazon right now.
Oh, cool.
So if you're bored. But that's how it all came together, and Ryan pretty much took it from there. Oh, Ryan also provided the location. A buddy of his, one location.
In Long Branch.
Yeah. And we had a great time with it. Of course, the fact that we got to bring in, as Gray had said, some really incredible people. And one day, one shoot, get it done. And it It really was, for me. I've directed some film myself, mostly though small documentaries and things like that. This was a totally different experience, and then even more so, I think it was the editing process, working with Gray, and really finding how to take something that in your mind, it could be a 30-minute piece easily. But really narrowing it down and getting it down, like basically juicing it until you've got nothing but the nectar. And that was really an exciting experience for me, and I think the outcome will show for the audiences.
Yeah, it's not easy to do that, especially when you have like a 30-minute, it's really hard to, especially like if you're the director, like I don't want to cut this, but then you have to, not easy. I've been there, done that. I've done like long shorts, short shorts. That's pretty tough.
You wear short shorts?
Yeah, wear shorts.
That's great, man.
But so you do playwright stuff locally, and have you performed?
Yes,
in Middletown.
I came here about 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was in South Carolina at the time. Before that, it was Costa Rica. Before that was Canada. So speaking of the Twin Towers, since 9/11, I started getting on the road. I said, you know what, enough with New York. I'm out. I'm going to find another place. I'm going to sit on a beach for a little while. And from there, I was coaxed back by some friends, started some really great little theater groups in Asbury Park. Sadly, one of them is no longer with us, but no matter what, it afforded me the opportunity to meet so many great people, including people like Grayson and Raphael, and really put together great little projects that, whether it's film or whether it's original plays and musicals, we've done really well. Grayson and I both worked with a guy who was on The Guiding Light for 22 years, and a guy who, won the Academy Award for I Had the Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing. So Jersey is an exceptional place, and especially the Monmouth County area, to meet some really, really cool people to collaborate with. And we just want to keep the ball rolling. The more the merrier, and take something not just packed, but expand. And with that, I'm going to let Grayson expand on that for me.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So we're collaborating right now, Chris, on a massive horror anthology project called 9 Lives, because, launching a crowdfunding campaign during a pandemic is a brilliant thing to do. That's how we roll. So it's been tough, man. But we have 9 amazing authors. Well, I'll say 8 amazing authors. I don't know how amazing I am, but a really cool through line and wraparound. And a lot of the authors are from New York, Jersey, Texas. We've got our sort of core crew, and we're just trying to get the word out.
So that will be a feature then.
That'll be a feature length. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you're gonna do short stories and kind of put it together?
Yeah. So Ryan's directing 3 of them. I'm directing 6 of them. There are 9 short films ranging from 20 minutes, the longest, which is Quarantine, the beginning, the first one out of the gate, and then the shortest I think is 9.5 minutes. So, it varies, but it's, I think one of the things that excites me most, Chris, and you've done plenty of horror, so you know this, sometimes it can be uneven in terms of performances or energy levels, or you get out there on the day and you haven't staged it, you haven't done the walkthrough, so it's like, it's horror, it's comedy, let's just budget, right? And so I was excited, and Ryan and I are excited about, number 1, directing the actors to play the stakes through the roof. And number 2, getting there ahead of time and actually staging it. So even though we're low budget, it looks legit.
Yeah, absolutely. I love horror. It's just so much fun to make horror is a lot of fun. To be on the sets and create, it's a lot more fun. I've been doing it the last few years and just have a blast doing it. Even if it doesn't come out great, I just love doing it,
Well, I have a newfound excitement for the project, as I just watched both Ed Wood and Plan 9 from Outer Space. So I feel like, can we do worse? Let's try. We can only try.
And then horror's got a cult following. You can go play your film and travel the country, all these events, and people will show up, and it's packed every time. I've done a couple of these horror things, and oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So
we're looking forward to it, Chris.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. I teach in Middletown North. I teach film TV. So that's like you said. Wow, cool. So we actually go over to the Middletown Center there.
I've been helping run the Irish Film Festival now for I think 4 years now.
We had some film. I had some student films in there this year.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, it's we've been doing really well with it, and we hope that we know that your group is. How long have you been going now? How long has Hang On to Your Shorts been happening?
This is going to be year 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, 7 years of it. So, and first time online. But no, the point of it was for the filmmakers to come to Asbury Park and all the businesses and watch all these films. And every year was such a blast, and everyone had a good time. And so it's kind of upsetting, but something new.
Well, maybe you should also, I'm up at my beautiful space at Bellworks.
Oh.
If you ever have a chance, they're very open to all kinds of stuff. They have a 250 seat theater in here that would be great for social distancing, and they also have an outdoor film screen at the moment. So who knows? Oh, wow.
It's an insane location. I can speak to that, man. It's amazing. It'll add a lot of production value for sure.
Yeah, that sounds good. We kept waiting it out. We're like, no, we're gonna have it. The next one will be here before we have it.
Yeah, man.
Well, Grayson was kind enough because all of us are kind of sitting on our hands or wondering when's the next shoot. Gray, why don't you just share a little bit about this coming weekend, pre-Labor Day?
Yeah, so just through the frustration, Chris, of sitting around and trying to promote and fundraise and get the word out, it's like just got tired of sitting on the sidelines. So we're shooting a horror short this Friday in Belmar, New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And Old Bridge. So our 2 locations are Old Bridge, New Jersey, and Belmar. And it's kind of a take on, you remember The Believers, the 1987 Martin Sheen?
Oh, yeah.
So sort of a take on that. I won't say any more about that, called Unanswered. But yeah, man, so as part of the 9 Lives promotions we're doing, we're having a scary story contest kind of a thing. So people can submit original 1 to 2 minute shorts or testimonials of real life things that have happened to them. Cool. And I tell you, man, it's sort of piqued our imaginations beyond just the feature, but now into maybe episodic or, docu-series, who knows?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's those real life horror stories are starting to kind of percolate. It's crazy what people have seen and experienced.
We invite people to go to the 9 Lives Scary Story contest, and it's Facebook page. They can upload their video right to it, and there's even a $100 incentive for the best either story or reenactment of a story if they want to shoot a short horror piece. Whoever gets the most likes and shares gets the money and has a very happy Halloween.
And they'll get a shirt too. I'll show you my little.
Oh, there it is.
Lives logo to the crew.
So
I think I've seen that on Facebook. Have you been posting it on Facebook? I think it's come across my page.
Oh, Facebook. I would love you.
I'm all over it too. All your podcasts, right? Yeah. So I was just gonna say, do you have anything you guys want to promote or web pages and things like that? So you already kind of did that, but do you have anything else you want anyone to see or any of your work where they can watch it?
Hey, Grayson, I think maybe Grayson Berry Productions would be useful, especially we're in the New Jersey area, and let people know you're in the area and there's so much to offer the peeps.
Yeah, man. So GraysonBerryProductions.com. Chris, recently we got all of our shows, pilots, short films on a pay-per-view platform called Launch 360 Media. So it's through ICE pay-per-view, but it's a nice way to reward cast and crew. These are all passion projects, man, shot for, $5,000 and under. So, all those can be seen now. I'd love to give a shout out to some of our crew before I forget, though. So Andrew Froning was our DP on Pact. He did a great job. Andrew's a DP around the New Jersey area, works all the time. Brian Belzer worked on sound. Did a phenomenal job. I can't say enough. I think he's stopped doing sound, didn't he, Ryan? Or did he say that? Which is crazy to me because finding a good sound guy is the toughest thing I've ever seen. Right? Sarah Villegas played Lori. Like I said, she did a tremendous job. Rafael Marchetta did an amazing job. Sam Pellicero provided the location. Shout out to Sam. He was also a really good actor producer. And Miguel Perez, buddy of mine, was the PA. So shout out there. And then, yeah. Good.
And our lovely ladies who did the set design. So, you know, representing the gravy sauce. So we're very lucky to have brought both new and old friends together at last.
Oh, yeah.
Kira and Val.
Well, it's great that you guys are filming and everything coming up too. I mean, like, it's exciting that it is coming back. So
It is.
Well, there's only so much that Grayson and I could sit on Zoom and make up skits, because although they're funny and people do watch them and share, it's a lot more fun, obviously, to not see each other, like our faces over and over and over, and also really have a chance for some of those people that we really enjoy working with to feel like they're not alone. They can get out there and they could start the process of no matter how socially distant or however we have to do it, get out there, start creating and having a great time before it gets too cold.
great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You guys have any final words you want to say before we get going? And I have to do quite a bit of these.
I think, Chris, Grayson, if I could speak for both of us, is the fact that we're so honored that here we are. It's our first time working together, doing a horror short, and to be accepted by your film festival, and to have this opportunity to be interviewed and get to meet all the people who are involved. It's a real pleasure, and we can't wait to get all together in person at some point.
Yeah, when things open up and we have our podcast show, and the studio is right here, right behind me in Eatontown. Definitely come on in the studio and hang with us and do a show, and it's a lot of fun.
We'd love that.
Really appreciate it, Chris. Seriously, really do appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Have a great one. Appreciate it.
You too. See you.
Everybody.
All right, everyone, we're here with Michael Toda, and your film was Misconnected.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how did you come up with that idea of Misconnected?
Well, it's funny. I mean, it's really had to do with just conversations that some folks have had. You know, I'll say, you know, in the generation after me, have had with sort of trying to communicate things with technology and trying to understand all of the texting and apps that go on the Facebook, all social media. I mean, it's all relatively new. And I mean, you know, as a product of the 80s, you know, it's even new to me, right? I mean,
Yeah.
You know, 16 years ago, I was one of those people that it's like, a text is 25 cents. Don't text me, you know, and it wasn't, you know, and now it's mainstream. And so I can only imagine the generation after me, how much more frustrating it is for them to try and communicate with folks that are based in social media and stuff. So that was really how the idea came up. And then I wanted to put something together for a friend of mine, Ray Samick. And so I said, you know what? I said, I'll write something. And, you know, it actually just turned out that that's what came out. So that's really the gist of it. And I really never expected it to be so received.
But yeah, so, you know, it's a nice little short. I know you were working on a bunch of other projects and everything. So you're just like, I got to get something out there.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things. I actually shot it I was directing a play, and I literally used part of my cast as producer and and boom and everything, and it was actually during Tech Week that we shot it. So we started Tech Week for the play, and we shot Misconnected. So it was really like, hey, we could do this before rehearsal, and you know, so we put it together. So yeah, it was definitely one of those things that was kind of a thing that I wanted to get out there. I wanted to just get back into filmmaking, and no, unless you do it yourself, you're waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah,
So,
it's not easy.
you know, so the best thing is to just dive in and do it. And it had been a long time since I directed a film, probably since college was the last time I really was behind the scenes directing. And so, you know, it had its set of challenges, no doubt. I'm sure I wasn't the easiest person to deal with, but it was fun. I'm very happy with the end result.
And you filmed that locally as
Yeah,
well?
filmed it in Jackson,
Mhm.
New Jersey, at a friend's house. You know, as you know, it's like I need a location, and we were originally looking for a park, and
Yeah.
I could not get permits. You
No,
know,
it's not easy for that.
nobody wanted to even talk. It was like, "You're making a film? Nah, we'll talk to you in a month." You know? Does anybody want to give up their house, their front porch, you know, whatever you could give me, I'll use as the location. And so I had someone that took the bait, and then I have a friend who is an editor in California, Reba Shiano, and she basically was the one who I sent the footage to. So I put it all on a thumb drive and basically said, "Here's a bunch of footage. I hope you can make it a movie," you know. And as you know, the interesting thing is there's the script you write, there's the script you shoot, and then there's what comes out of the editing room.
Yeah.
And so there's always three different movies, and the exciting part of it, because I was like, oh my God, like, you know, this wasn't even on the page and you made this work. And it was really exciting, that process, because you know, as I said, it's been a long time since I directed something. And so, you know, being involved in the editing process was even more exciting. And then seeing the final cut was absolutely, you know, like, wow, it's done, you know.
So when
to
she
give
did
shout
that,
out to a neighborhood friend, Bob Polding, who basically gave me his song and was like, "Hey man, you could use this," and I was like, "Oh, fits
That's
perfect,"
cool.
you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody just really chipped in to make this art, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful to everybody involved.
Yeah, Bob's great. I know Bob pretty well, and
I
that's
actually
awesome.
met Bob, so to even give you an extension of what a great guy he was, I just threw something out there and said, "Hey, anybody have an original song that they own the rights to that fits into this theme?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, here's a few, you know, let me know what you think. If you don't use it, no worries."
Yeah.
And one of them, we plugged in a few different songs, and his fit perfectly. It's a beautiful song, and he gave it to us to use. So I just, again, I can't be more thankful, because as I said, I never met him, so it makes the gesture that much more gracious.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, but great songwriter, singer. So, what are you going to do from here? Did you do another short, or did you write anything during this time?
I've got two shorts. I'm in the process of. I'm actually, I'll say I'm in production, but I use that term loosely.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to shoot both of them in March, and we all know what March brought us, aside from lack of the arts. And so naturally, you know, we took a moratorium, and in back, I guess, August 1st, I shot the first leg of this next short called "Color My World" that I'm doing, and I've got that, and I'm trying to shoot it in at the same time as another film that I did not write, but I'm directing, called "You Said What." And both of them deal with technology and social media. It's the same theme. I seem to I wrote something and somebody else wrote something that had the same theme, and I said, you know what, if we make enough shorts and stick them together, we'll have a feature on social media
All social media technology movie.
you know, and technology. So it'll be like, you know, like a little New York Stories feature with a bunch of vignettes on the same theme. So so I'm hoping to shoot that, but I did lose the location that I was hoping to get, because everybody's in a COVID panic and nobody wants strangers in their house. So I totally understand that. So I'm looking for a location for the second part, and hopefully that'll come soon, and I'll be finishing the film up.
Well, it is kind of nice that it is starting to open up and people are starting to film again and things like that. So
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, and I have to say, everybody was really anxious to get started. Like, I threw an email out and said, hey, would folks be okay with shooting? And everybody like responded immediately. They're like, yes, tell me when. Like, it's just everybody's just itching to get back to doing what they do and what they love. So it's one of those things that if you find that these were all exteriors, which helped, so it wasn't something that I was confined to a space, so I was able to shoot the exteriors for this, but the interiors are still a bit of a problem. But I'm hoping that as things loosen up, I'll be able to get the location that I need and shoot. So I got about 3 more days left on that.
All right. So is there anything else that you want to promote? Anything out there that you want people to watch, or where they can see it, or do you have any websites to?
I mean, there's Big About Pictures on Facebook, and right now I've just got this thing submitted to a bunch of festivals, so there's really nowhere to see it other than Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival, or if we're fortunate enough to get accepted by some of the others that, as you know, the dates keep moving. So the decision dates for some of these film festivals were 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And now they're 3 months from now. So
I was just talking to somebody before, and they said, you saw our film? I said, yeah, back in January.
Yeah. It was a while ago right. And so but we're thankful to be a part of the festival and appreciate your recognition of the film. And we just we look forward to being a part of it. I hats off to you guys for having to pivot and make this work.
We'll see. Good talking to you, though.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. I got to move on, and I have a couple more of these.
Yep, go ahead. Take care.
About 100 more after I do this set.
All right, thanks.
Great. All right, see you.
Bye.
Well, I am so pleased to be with you, Chris. The most ecstatic day I think I've ever had in years was when my first film, Falling in Love, was done we were sitting in the bar, and you showed my film Falling in Love, and had a nice audience, and it was a changing moment in my life, and it couldn't have happened without you and your film festivals, which are an absolute family style delight of being accepted and wanted in filmmaking. So that's where I want to start.
And you're also you're local, so we had it in Asbury Park, and I just love going there.
I know.
And you always have, even we try to have the family sets even earlier in the day so everyone can see it, and we get a pretty good audience for early in the day. But I just you want the families to go see those kind of films, so that's they get a little darker as they go on in the
night. Well, also my series of selfie films have gotten a little darker over the years, and the one you're showing this time, Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, has a very serious element of a secret in a family, and it's not so light. It's because lots of families carry secrets, and that does influence people emotionally, even if they don't really realize it. But it's a happy ending, and what I love about making the selfie films is that the girls who act the main parts can just throw themselves into it, and it's so intimate. You feel like you're talking to somebody. It doesn't have the same framework as when there is a cast right there, and also a film crew.
Yeah.
I was going to say that we had to shelve our next film because we couldn't do it, obviously. But instead, we jumped ahead and we did this film. Well, we took a film and we made it into a radio drama.
Oh.
And you may have seen some of that on Facebook. That we totally revamped it to be an old style radio drama. And Frank Nuzzi did the script, and then we changed it into an audio script. That was amazingly fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know if many other people try to turn their films into audio, but it can work very well. Even with horror films, I could see it really with a lot of sound effects.
I love audio, so I was originally an actual disc jockey instead of all this, so I'm a big audio kind of fan. So I love listening to.
Yeah, I'm going to do another one. This one has never been a film or an audio yet. We're just finishing it up, so it's going to be very, very exciting and interesting. And the girl who has been growing up through all my films, she's now a woman, married, and obviously the same actress is not playing a married woman in her 30s, but it continues the life of the girl.
No.
So I'm busy looking for other people who want to talk about the pandemic, or they want to send in films about the pandemic. And we're posting them and trying to collect a lot of these films during the pandemic to be a kind of historical place to look back on, because I'm sure there will be lots of historians. I don't know if we'll be around by then, but historians will want to know, how did we make it through the pandemic, and what were our emotions like, and what was good about it, because there are some good things.
Yeah.
So Selfie Filmmakers is really the place to look for me right now. And I hope some people will send in selfie films.
I think it's a good time for that. Yeah.
I'm a psychologist, just so people know. So I've had a lot of fun moving from the treatment room, which I still do, into filmmaking. And I think one thing I've been able to bring to filmmaking are the psychological subtleties of what the characters would be experiencing. And that's been a lot of fun. And I think it's made these quality selfie films, and now radio shows. The other fun thing that I've been doing is with Higgins, who I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
And every other week on Facebook, we've been doing old time radio, where she and I talk about growing up in the old days, what it was like, and we reveal even secrets, things we've carried our lives, like we stole as children, and things we said to people we shouldn't have. And for example, how I thought I was being electrocuted by a electric blanket, and I was scared to death, and I jumped out of bed, only to find that I had never plugged it into the socket. So
I've been listening to that.
Lots of things.
Is that on any specific time, or you just do it whenever, so people can go?
Yes, it's every other Thursday night at 8:00 with Ming Sheng. So every other week, 8:00 on Thursday.
Great. Is there anything else that you'd like to promote for us here? Any where they could see some of your other work? The other films? Maybe?
Yes. Yes, I think if you can come to enchantedself.com. There's a lot of stuff listed on the front page, including ways to see my films. And also you can come to my email, barbara.holstein@gmail.com. And unless you sound crazy in your note, I promise I will answer you. So feel free to get. I would love to hear from people for sure. And I look forward to the night you'll be streaming for the day.
Yeah.
And thank you, Chris, for another opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
Films. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're here with Eric Hacker, and you did the film Cut Corners.
Yep.
Jersey film?
Yes, sir. Yep. New York talent, but yes, all shot down in down the Bradley Beach area.
Oh wow, yeah. It's cool about this set is a lot of these films were shot really locally to the area of Asbury Park. So can you tell me how did you come about this film? Like, how did it come about?
Okay, so this one was interesting because a lot of the films I do when I look at new projects, I look for something that's going to something I haven't done before, something that's going to challenge me, some kind of a new way to do something. And with this one, it honestly started from like a stupid Yahoo Answers question I stumbled across with someone asking why are lenses round but movies are rectangles. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of technical answers to that, and lenses trying to mimic the eye and so on and so forth. But it got me thinking about what would a movie with like a circular frame look like?
Yeah.
How would that change the on-set interaction? How would that change the type of movie? And I looked up, there's been a couple other films that had done a similar kind of thing.
Oh, they have? Okay.
And I was very thankful. I think the editor on one of those movies gave a very long interview about all the different things to look out for, which was interesting. It was cool to learn from. But then it was, so with that kind of in mind, I started thinking about, all right, what kind of, if I'm doing a movie with a circle as the frame, that's got to be more than just the frame of the movie. It's got to be, how can I work this into the story, and how can I let's have a movie that kind of has a circular plot and a character who's kind of literally cutting the corners off their life and taking the easy way out.
Yeah. And
so that was kind of the origin of it. And then it just comes down to, okay, what do I have access to, and what elements, what kind of story could I create that I would have a lot of fun with, that my cast would have a lot of fun with, and that I'd be able to stick with all through editing, that would keep me interested all the way through post.
How did the casting go for it? How did you come about the casting?
So the casting was for my lead actress, Rebecca. I'd worked with her on one other film that was still in post, and she lived in New York, and we'd had a great time working together. And we wanted to do it again, and then she was, I think it was we shot in January, and she was moving to LA at the end of the month.
Oh,
so it was the thing of like, hey, come down to Jersey for 2 days. We're gonna bang this out. The rest of the cast, Rupert, who plays kind of the main villain, was a guy he'd been connected to a theater that I'd worked at, and I'd seen a lot of his stuff, and we'd never worked together, but we talked, and he had a great personality, and I was excited it was the kind of role that I could see him just like, yeah, have fun with it, and I can give him some leeway to play around, and he certainly did. Yeah. And then the rest were just people I'd worked with. There's the guy Devin who's got a cameo in it. He's actually my usual assistant director.
Okay.
Because he is just incredible leading the crew. So, yeah. And
why Bradley Beach? Why that area?
It's an area that I love. I love the I live in Ocean Township, so it was nice. And then of all the locations we looked at, that was where the house that we wanted to film in was located. So we did it there. We set up around there, and then we did the finale, the last little scene. Finale. It's like a 9-minute movie. But that was in Red Bank, just because that's where I lived when I first lived in Jersey, so I know the area.
Love Red Bank. I grew up in Middletown, so Red
Okay,
Bank,
yeah.
pretty much Red Bank. So
Yep.
we're in Eatontown right now. So this is
There you go. We're
So-
all local.
yeah. Usually we are in the studio, but I'm doing this at home. But the
Yeah.
studio is kind of like it's literally the next street over. But anyway, so we have that. During this time, so you had it in film festivals before all this, and then it kind of like went online for fest, or got pushed off, or so did it play in festivals?
It played in a couple of festivals. This is the I'm trying to think if Hang On to Your Sword to the second or third, but it's
because originally it was supposed to be April, so it's
right. Yeah. But this is this is a very small festival run with this one, and then throw it on YouTube, throw it on Vimeo, and share it around and see, and kind of start that leg of its existence.
So unfortunately we can't do the live event, which we kind of tried. So it's time to just show all the films and move on. So that's kind of what we're doing.
I got a similar thing with another film that I didn't direct, but I was a cinematographer on. That's in the Block Island Film Festival. That was supposed to be in June, and now it's gotten moved back to. Now they're going virtual for at the end of the week. So it's what we live in. We can still watch things. It's great.
So, are you working on any other new projects? Have you been writing or during all this time? Or
I've been doing a lot of things. I had I guess right now I'm working on. I got another film that I wrote and directed, co-produced with my best friend. That I've got. It's called The Funnel Web. I've gotten kind of an assembly cut of it done, and now I'm starting to put in to work on some visual effects and some graphics and things, and we're locking it in so we can send it off to the composer. So working slowly, working my way through that. Had a web series that I put out in the spring, kind of right when quarantine was kicking off.
Oh.
And I'm also in the process of getting another film that I produced up onto Amazon and to iTunes.
Cool.
So,
that's great.
And in the meantime, I'm still working as a cinematographer and as an editor on few shoots. So keeping myself busy with that, and I'm streaming on Twitch. So
so it's starting to come back a little bit, little by little.
Little by little, yeah. More of like the corporate stuff and the real estate videos, because they're easier to say, okay, we're just gonna send you to a place and you just have to get shots of the stuff. You don't have to be in contact with any other people.
And it's not SAG.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you dealt with the onsets with have they had someone like a COVID person on set?
Not on the stuff that I've been shooting lately, just because it's been real small and real kind of okay, we're filming this tomorrow kind of stuff. But I mean, we're if you're not an actor, you're in a mask, and we're all keeping distances and all yelling stuff back and forth to each other. So
it's been interesting hearing stories of people recently, filming during this, and their funny stories behind scenes, how they did things. So I just found it really interesting. I'm sure you have plenty of stories behind the scenes during that time. So anything else you want to promote? You want to put out there?
Website, so you can check out my work at erichackler.com. I'm also you can find it on Vimeo. If you search for Checker Liar Pictures, which is the name of my company, you'll find all the work we do.
Great.
You can email me, checkerliar@gmail.com. And if you're into streaming, you can jump onto Twitch. My account, Checkerliar, and I'm streaming various editing projects, various After Effects work. So if you're curious about the behind the scenes of editing or visual effects or Photoshop, that's what I've been up to.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So you do that. You do that on Twitch?
Yep.
Cool. I've been on it a couple times. A couple times I jump on, and sometimes they jump on a couple shows there. And I know, I don't know if you know Jay Muse. He's always on Twitch playing games or walking on Twitch all the time. So,
yeah, I figure it's a nice thing because I feel like editing has editing is so, even to people who are like working on film sets and like so many directors and actors I've worked with, editing is still a nebulous mystery.
Yeah.
And so I like the idea of like, let's show behind the curtain a little bit. And also for any other filmmakers who are out there, younger filmmakers who are trying to figure out, okay, am I an editor? What do I charge for this thing? It's let's watch the process. Let's go through. Let's see why editing rates are what they are, and try to remind people not to undervalue themselves.
That sounds cool. Yeah. It's almost like a master class that you're doing on Twitter. The Twitter. When I say Twitter.
Humbly, I appreciate that.
this industry is going to boom.
Yeah.
So much material out there. People just trying to create. So
yeah. And there's so much just all this pent up passion. I mean, those first films right out of the gate are going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just because you've been on sets where people don't want to be there and they're tired and they're worn out, and you're going to have everyone just up to 11 wanting to crush their job. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward time a few months.
Exactly.
Well, it's great talking to you. Thanks for coming on. And
thank you, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone. We're back, and right now we have filmmaker Michelle Lulick here, and you did the short film Fine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So how did you come up with that idea?
So the film actually just kind of started as a stream of consciousness. It was a therapy session, and it started as a drama, and then as you can see in the film, it slowly evolves into a sci-fi. I can't explain too much because it gives it away. But yeah, I think it just came from my love of sci-fi and my own personal struggles with mental illness and kind of exploring those two worlds, and they came together somehow. So yeah.
How did the production go? Did it take long to film it, or the things like that?
It was a pretty quick shoot. The pre-production probably took the longest to make sure that everything was ready to go, and then it was a one-day shoot. Just making sure everything was perfect. But I think the pre-production was probably the most important part, like finding the location and the right team, getting the right team together. And it all kind of came together perfectly the day of. There weren't many hiccups, which is rare for film. So that was good. I was just really lucky. It was my first film, my first experience making a film as a filmmaker. So definitely a learning experience.
What's your background in for the most part? Is it acting?
Acting, yeah. So I started in acting. I've been acting in community theater since I'm a kid, and then took TV film classes, kind of went into TV and film, and then wanted to direct my own story as the idea came to me. So this was the first time really fully on the filmmaker side.
And then you just when you were finished with this, you start putting into festivals. Did it get to play in some before all this happened?
Yeah. So it's been in a few festivals. It started at the Big Apple Film Festival. Then it was on Long Island in the Long Island International Film Expo and the Westfield International Film Expo in New Jersey. And yeah, just a lot of local festivals, a lot of really great people. It's great
that you got them in, because all of a sudden, it kind of stopped and for a while, and now it's all like online. So
it's definitely a transition.
Have any played in an online festival as of yet, or not yet? Or
we did one. We did the Garden State Film Festival, which ended up being online, and now this one is online. So it is a good format. It works. It's kind of nice that you can send the link to people and they could watch it when they might not have been able to come out on the day of. So
that's a good thing about it. We might have a lot more people watching it for free.
Yeah, exactly. It gets the film out there.
So that'll be a good thing for that. We have we still, it's first time doing it, so it's going to be interesting, but it'll be all right.
Yeah.
We got this going here. So have you during all this time, or did you have another follow-up short that you written or you've filmed at all after that one?
So I do have another short that I'm working on. I'm in pre-production for it. It is a COVID-friendly film, so totally filmed remotely, and I'll see how that goes. I'm excited. But yeah, I do want to expand Fine eventually and make it into kind of like a mini series with a few episodes. But that is on hold because I would need to, wait for things to open up again to film it. So yeah,
they're starting to, very slowly starting to.
Yeah.
Hopefully in a few months we can. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So during this, did you write any other things other than that, like just the written part, or any brainstorming ideas that you want to do in the future?
So mostly it's just the short that I'm planning on doing. So that was written in quarantine as well, because it was kind of inspired by everything that's going on. So that was a big project. And then mostly I've been on the acting side. I've been recording some audiobooks. So just kind of taking everything like filmmaking and trying to be like, how can I do this at home? How can I like keep things going? So
have you done auditions online at all?
Yeah. I had some like lots of self tapes. Everything's probably going to be self tapes for a while. So yeah, just, getting used to it. And this is kind of the new normal, I guess. That's what everyone keeps saying. So.
Well, do you have anything you want to promote? Any websites or anything that people can see any of your work out there?
So my website is my name, michellelulick.com. And also for the film, there's an Instagram and a Facebook page. So it's Fine and Original Short on Facebook, and at fine.shortfilm on Instagram. So that's where I'm posting updates on the film and hopefully continuations of the film at some point. And then my personal stuff, I'll have stuff there as well. So
great. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us here. And,
nice.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right. We're here with the Kramer brothers. And this year you have the film Assisted Suicide in the festival.
Yep.
How did you come up with that idea for assisted suicide?
Actually, the concept was Herb's. Where he just wanted this, he had this idea of basically somebody trying to commit suicide and then having like an idiot friend just trying to help them with it.
Yeah, initially it was supposed to be more of a over the top, silly kind of a concept. That's not what happened, but that's what the initial idea was. You
guys are usually doing a lot of like horror stuff, and you kind of moving away from that, doing like dramas and comedies more. Is that?
We're trying to do a little bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah.
We were just talking about I'm trying to get back to doing like a pure horror.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't done a pure horror since Keep in the Dark, because even what is it, Playdate, and we have the New York. They're kind of, I don't know, get some self-aware.
Yeah, they're like they're not quite just horror where it's somebody like a stalker or like a serial killer, or a slasher type thing.
Yeah, they both end on this moment where you're just like, you could see somebody laughing too. Like, I think Playdate at the end of that, I think is so funny, but most people thought we were disturbed, but we thought it was hilarious. So
it's a mix of like a drama and some comedy and some horror all in the last few, right?
That's great about this one too. Assisted Suicide is we've been nominated for both comedy and drama awards and dramedy awards. So we're kind of touching on everything with this one.
And it's hard to do that. It's hard to kind of get both, but it works that way. I mean, like you could fit into. It's really cool to fit into different categories, actually.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's a lot different from just like your straight horrors type stuff. So, so you want to go back into doing that then?
Yeah, we're gonna, we should have a comedy starting next year. We're editing it, a pure comedy, and then our next films should be another comedy, and then hopefully a pure horror, because I'm really itching to do that. And we're supposed to do something with we're supposed to do a web series, actually, our first web series.
Oh, wow.
It was actually Outtake Productions, which is Melissa Malone and Teresa Labreglia, who did The Angry Man and Or So the Story Goes and all those.
Oh yeah.
And that got postponed because of COVID, because we're supposed to travel to North Carolina.
Oh wow.
And they were spiking, and we're just like, well, this is going to happen next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of itching to do another horror now.
Were you guys doing any writing during all this time?
God, yes. I don't even know. We polished off some of our features, and we've written so many short films. I don't even know.
I was all over the place. I couldn't focus, so I have like different. I couldn't focus and sit down and like write a specific story because I kept every day something new in my head.
Yeah.
So I didn't do too well with that. But I know a lot of people did. A lot of people were like, oh, I got this great stuff, and they're like all ready to film now. So are you guys almost ready to go back into filming, or have you started?
As soon as we feel it's safe and we're comfortable bringing our crew somewhere, then yeah.
I know it's a little crazy sometimes right now on some sets, but people are doing it. But it's like,
yeah, well, it's a little different too, because like we would be responsible for whatever happens. You know what I mean? So it's not like we would just be an actor showing up or something. We would to take responsibility. So that's a little. So for us, that the threshold for us to go back is like it's a little bit higher. You know, than if we were just gonna act or just show up or whatever. You know,
because we did shoot a comedy during the lockdown here. We just put it right on YouTube, and I think we started entering it into a few festivals. We're not, but
yeah. But the point of that was to break our boredom, not to necessarily have success in the festival route.
Was it a COVID one, like COVID type?
No, it was actually a story we already had, but we're just like, you know what? I was like, Herb, if you would act in it, we could just do this. And he was willing. So we both just acted in it. It was only 2 people and then 2 phone calls. So we had Melissa Malone and Grace Soriano and it was our normal folks that we work with.
It was a little bit about cancel culture and offensive jokes. And how like, just a joke, just relax. It was basically about that.
It's based on a true story, actually, because one of our friend Grace was watching the remake of Rear Window, and Reeve is in a wheelchair in the movie, and I was like, I wonder if he made a convincing quadriplegic. Is what I wanted to say to her. I was like, I am not putting that on Facebook, and it became this whole discussion between him and I, like, am I allowed to make that joke? Like, we love
like it's like too soon. He's been gone for a long time now, right?
Exactly. But yeah, that's where the idea came from, and that's actually literally what we did in the movie.
Oh well, yeah. At least it's not like I'm kind of tired already of these like films that people doing that are like, oh, it's all COVID films during COVID, and now they're like all the festival movies are all like COVID films. It's like I don't want to see any more of this.
We did have one idea that would be COVID that was be inspired, or like the story would have been driven by the pandemic, about people who are stuck and have nothing else to do. But we're not even sure if we're going to do it yet. We haven't written it. We just have the idea. Basically,
like an isolation type.
Yeah, like people who want to reach out to. The idea would be that they want to reach out to people and help them, inspire them during this time by starting a podcast. But the joke would be that they're like terrible people and they're terrible to each other, so that but it gets recorded anyway, and it's like you guys aren't helping, you guys aren't inspirational. That would be like the kind of idea, but we haven't even really written it yet.
Like the Jerk podcast, bunch of jerks on it.
Like they just like you guys are not the type to be doing this, but you're trying.
That'd be pretty good. That's a good idea. I like it. So your film Assisted Suicide, I've seen it play at numerous festivals, and then all this happened. Is there any more, or is it kind of towards the end of it? Because I've seen it play a lot, but so you got it in some.
Yeah, what's funny is because it used to be I think 18 minutes. I think we cut 3 minutes off of it to make it shorter because I knew festivals.
It's 18 now. I think it used to be 21 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something.
And I was like, festivals aren't going to want a 20+ minute. Sometimes you can get in, but we wanted to increase our chances.
Even one of the ones we got in, one of the questions was all like, "Did you think about making it a little bit shorter?"
And I was like, "Yes, we cut 3 minutes off of it. Thanks, though."
But then another person said that they had both access to both the longer one and the shorter one, and they weren't sure which one to play because they liked them both.
Oh,
so. Yeah, because we ended on a funny note with the longer one. We ended with a joke rather than this kind of ambiguity, which is how we ended this one, which was the original idea. Actually, was to leave it on a note where you don't know what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
but we just started pushing this because this was actually done before Forgotten, before Played It, before all those movies that have been playing. This was done before that, but it's actually the one I'm most proud of, and it's also our least successful.
Oh, really? Oh,
so it's kind of weird as far as like acceptance rate goes. Yeah,
but it's also hard to tell whether it'd be at its end or not, with this year being the way it is.
That's why it's crazy. Kind of like broke it up, right? Like it was playing, and then
so we just started pushing it, I guess, at the end of 2019 or the middle of 2019. So.
Because even like this, it was supposed to be in April, the festival.
Yeah.
And we reviewed all the films in like January, like, so it's been so long.
Yeah, because it's actually Point Lookout too.
Yeah.
After that, so.
And that, so it's, oh man, I miss all these, seeing everyone at these places all the time. That's the big thing. So it's already going to start going into the next year.
I know we got into Long Island International this year, and it was like, oh yeah, great, we can see it at home. Like we want, not going to go there and talk to the people, but
yeah, oh, that's a shame. Yeah, like some of them are getting like outside venues and things. A couple of them, but most of them are like, oh, we got to do it online. We tried to hold off. We're like, oh, September will be fine. Yeah.
Is it Long Island doing like a drive-in?
Yeah, they're doing
a drive-in or something.
Drive-in.
And we had one of our films directed by Grace was played at a drive-in a couple weeks ago, I guess.
Oh, wow. I don't know too many around where I am here. They tried to make some around here, and I think it just failed. It never came about. Like they were doing like pop-up.
Yeah, well, about 20 to 25, about 20 minutes away from where we live, there's one of the oldest like drive-ins. It's in New York State. Oh. And and then when we found out Long Island was doing it, I was like, there's drive-ins over, like, where are the drive-ins that they're doing? Like, what are they talking about?
It's really weird. What I think it is it was like an old mall, and I think they're using the parking lot. Mall, I think.
So it's like a makeshift drive-in kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but that's because it said mall. I saw it said mall. I'm like, so this is like a dead mall. It's closed down with a huge parking lot, and they probably have like the blow up.
The blow up thing. So I remember when we were doing a little bit of research, we weren't sure how we were going to do a private screening for one of our stuff.
Yeah,
we were looking into those, those blow up projectors and all that.
Oh yeah, so, can you rent? I guess you could rent them, right?
Yeah, they have different. I think they have different sizes and whatnot, but could be that.
We were trying. We were like, man, where can we go? Is there parking lots around here? They'll be like, yeah, sure. Most people are like, most companies are like, yeah, get out of here. We're not letting you use our parking lot. But I don't know. I thought there would be more of like closed down stores that have huge parking lots, and they'll just start doing it. But it just didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So. But I guess movie theaters are opening in New Jersey tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tomorrow. I went like 5 people in a theater. I mean,
I know most people are like, what are they going to play? Because nobody's releasing movies right now. They're all postponing them or putting them online.
Plus, I was reading up and it said that inside a movie theater is one of the higher risk areas.
Yeah. Because like the airflow, the way the airflow is or something.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know about that, but
I'd go if I'm the only one in the theater.
Yeah. I'll rent out this part. Nobody else does, right?
No one else in my theater. I'll be okay. I'm not going to get sick with a mask on by myself.
Yeah, go in there early and chain the door so no one else can get in.
You bring your own popcorn.
I wonder if like I have a theater down here whenever it's open, and like if no one wants to go in, I'll be like, I'll go by myself. But we'll see. Maybe they'll play these movies like Jurassic Park, the original is making money again on these drive-ins. All these like old movies are making more money.
Ghostbusters.
It's a strange time. Man. It's a strange time. Yeah, we'll see. But thanks for coming on, guys. And I'm gonna edit all these together, and I'll let everyone know when I'm gonna put it up.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay, we're here with Wayne Stevens, and your film is The End of June, correct?
It is.
So how did you come up with this idea for this film?
So I've always been like a fan of the the end of the world dramas. Sounds kind of bleak, but it's always been my thing. So we decided to go through with this, and it follows the last 2 days, or the last day of these two people on Earth. And you know, being the last two people is really hard, and they've made a commitment to this is going to be their last day because they can't do it anymore. And it kind of was to serve as a warning that if, as a society, we don't get our stuff together, we could end up like these two people.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, that we were going to end up in a place like we're in now.
Right
so
now.
It's kind of eerily scary, but yeah.
That's crazy that like all this is happening now after that.
Kind of bad timing. It's like all my fault.
And where'd you shoot that?
I actually shot it in Jersey City. So there's this, it's kind of like this hidden area by a park, and there's a hole in the fence. When you go back there, it's underneath the overpass, and it just kind of had the whole end of the world feel for us without us having to really find a location, and it fit really well. And so we snuck back there and filmed most of it right there.
No, that's cool. So it didn't take too long. Was it like a day or so? Or?
It took. We started really early in the morning and finished right before it was dark. It was really cold, but we were shooting on an active train track, which is questionable, but we made it work. There was a couple times the train came by, but we just packed everything and moved off to the side and let it pass. Yeah.
I love Jersey City. That's like my second home. I love going there quite a bit. So
yeah, it's a really great place. It's changed. We've been here about 10 years, and just in that time, it's changed dramatically, but in a good way. Yeah,
in a good way, especially by the waterfront there. I taught in Jersey City for about 6 years.
Oh, amazing.
So
where, I guess,
it was OLC Middle School right next to the St. Peter's Prep there.
Nice.
And I also worked at the Brightside Tavern for many years as well. So
okay.
Yeah.
I had a screening for one of my films there. Actually, they do a film festival.
What kind of camera did you use for this?
So we used a Red Dragon with it was how do you say, a Koki lens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. It's all about the lenses, man. Those lenses, man, it looks really cool, but especially on a red camera.
On the right camera, we got some of the cool effects, some of the flares. It was a pretty overcast day, so we didn't get as much as we liked, but we had a few really cool moments. I think visually, it was a pretty stunning looking film. Yeah. So I think we got lucky with the location. Nobody bothered us. We had a great team, great camera, and yeah.
Do you do this a lot with the short films? Have you done like a series of shorts?
So before this, I've done 2 other short films that I've written, produced, and acted in. I'm now working on, with the same director, we're getting ready to do a 15-minute thriller when we can, when we can get back to doing things. Yeah. So yeah, I think with this film, we found out that we worked really well together, and then we're going to move on to do our next thing. So yeah.
Same area or like?
Same area. No, we're actually going to go out into kind of a deserted house surrounded by woods.
Oh wow! Yeah,
one of those. So it should be a good spot.
Yeah, it's a crazy state because you can have city, you can have that, and not far. I did a short film. I drove all the way like to the tip of New Jersey. There was no one around. We were scared to death filming this stupid thing.
Thought you were gonna die.
Yeah, we heard like, and we knew people that lived up there. We're like, how do you do this? It's freaky.
How do you live here?
How do you live out here in the middle of the night? I had to go buy food for everyone, and I was like, I'll get it at a Wawa. Nothing.
No Wawa.
Nothing.
Okay.
So we're starving. It's like 2, 3 in the morning in the middle of, and then we start hearing babies cry.
Scary.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's just like the animals, and it's a goat." And I was like, "We're like, no, that sounds like a baby."
It's just like a sacrifice in the woods.
Yeah,
That does sound scary. Did it turn out good at least?
It came out pretty good for like, it was so much crazy going on, but it actually came out really good for all the crazy that we went through. But it is scary up there, you know. Once you get really up north there, like I guess the Clinton Road area, right?
Yeah, there was actually a movie, right, called Clinton Road that came out.
Clinton Road, yeah. There's so many crazy stories about that road.
I don't really know that much about it, but it seems a bit creepy. I'm gonna research it a bit more. I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
What part of, how much of the filmmaking what is your part that you do? How much of that?
Oh, I did do everything from acting, filmmaking, directing, producing, everything. So,
all right,
do it all. I do it all. But I teach film, television class in high school.
Nice.
So, yeah, right in Middletown, New Jersey here. So, usually we're in the studio doing this kind of thing. But of course, all this happening, I did a new show that's out there on Facebook and SoundCloud and all that, where it's just kind of like one-on-one with me and a filmmaker or actor or director. So we used to do like 4 guys in a podcast studio, which is a lot of fun.
That's amazing.
So changed it up a little bit, but you know, we're changing everything here. So
sure, having to relearn how to do this.
And
should be interesting. I haven't seen a film festival yet this way. So
well, I've seen a couple, but it's not easy. I'll tell you that. It seems like it would be easy, but I think it's easier for us because we've been doing this for 7 years, just doing the normal way that we do it, you know?
Yeah, there's always just things that go wrong.
It's such a shame that we like to bring people together and talk and hang out and have like a lot of parties and award shows, and we just can't do that.
Sure. How long have you been with this particular festival?
This is our 7th year.
So, you've been there the whole time?
Yeah, I started out. Yeah,
great.
So
you started it.
I started it with 2 other guys.
Amazing.
And I ended up doing all the interviews, I guess, so far. Anyway.
All right.
But yeah, we have a show that we used to all come on, and now it's just me. So that it is what it is. But I just keep on trucking, right?
Sure.
Asbury Park. Have you been to Asbury Park?
I've been to Asbury Park. It's been a little while. I went to a concert there, a country concert, maybe about a year and a half ago.
Stone Pony, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a country concert. It was actually a really cool spot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I grew up around this area, so all the festivals moved out that were around here. So we're like, let's start something, and like, let's do something with just short films, because you have all these festivals, and they gave 1 award for 1 short film, and all these shorts are in there. So we're like, let's do something different. And there was nothing around, and now they're everywhere, you know.
Well, but you still got your amazing festival. So
yeah, we're still going, and we pushed it from April to September, thinking, oh, we got it, and then like, oh, we got to do it online and just hope for next April. So.
Yes, now fingers crossed for the next year. It's weird though. It's so weird. It's a weird time to be alive.
It is.
It's I guess it could be worse.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, so I hear Texas, man, they're the ones who are like thinking the masks are taking away their rights. So they're the ones getting in fights with everyone. And at least I feel like people here are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think in New Jersey it's pretty low. So we're almost out of it. As long as people don't keep coming in the state, we'll be all right.
It is true. I drove through New York City for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's certainly different, and it's pretty bleak there still.
Wow.
There's not a lot of people anywhere. It kind of looked like, it reminded me, not that I was around New York in the 80s, but what you see on TV and stuff like that, it kind of felt a little like going backwards a bit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I've been up to maybe we go to White Plains or the Westchester area. It's normal. You go into the places for restaurants. I mean, you have to wear a mask, but other than that, it seems normal.
Oh, really? They're back to like full steam ahead.
It's full everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
safe.
It's crazy to see. You think like the better things get, then they start letting people do things, but then it seems like maybe just a big circle. That's how people are going to let their guard down, and then I mean, what do you do? What do you do? It's nuts.
Like we have bets on like when are we going to be done with school and just be online.
Right. Like they're going to let you try it, and then okay, that's it.
That's it.
Who's the bet?
Yeah.
There's been I saw some school that like 1,500 people.
I think down south.
Yes, but they probably are handling it whatever that school was very differently. So
yeah.
Yes. Fun times.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thanks for having our film as well.
Yeah, no problem. That's great.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. So you're here tonight as a filmmaker, Scott, and you have your film is
Pop.
Pop.
Pop is playing. Yeah. Pop's up and hang on to your shorts. I haven't played up with you guys since when was it? 2015 when I had Avarice up there. So I am thrilled to be back in the fold this year, even if we're doing it virtually.
I remember that. That was a while ago.
That was a minute, man. That was a hot minute. Yeah.
Yeah. But and I was just telling the other people, I'm like, yeah, I watched the films probably in January.
Yeah. No, Pop was a blast. So we, I had shot a feature film called The Boo that we, going through post on a feature film took for freaking ever whenever you're doing it at an indie level. And I wanted to get some people together that I like being around and just said, hey, let's go make a fun film, fun short. And I had been, between seeing all the world's most interesting man commercials that were out there, and when you're cutting your grass outside, I live outside of St. Louis, and so you got to cut your grass for a long time during the summer. And I started thinking about, I've never done a buddy film. Well, let's do a buddy film. I want to make it an older guy that can kind of coach a younger. So Pop is about an older ladies' man that shows a younger guy how to pick up chicks, but does it in a very interesting way, shall we say? So we got a rejection from a film festival that we wound up putting on our movie poster that says it's somewhat offensive and tone deaf. So
we like that stuff down here.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's no bad publicity, right? That's what I've tried to tell people. If you get a rejection and you ask why, or they tell you why, cool. Yeah. Sometimes that can generate some interest because I don't find anything about the film offensive or tone deaf.
No, neither did I. And I'm sure, like I said before, we have like a lot more people reviewing these now than just when we first started.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you don't know what's getting in.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, when you've got that much coming through, you're like, okay, yeah, and it all runs together. Like you said, you haven't looked at it since January, and this fun little delay that we've had thanks to this everything's going on in the world. It's like, okay, is it Monday? Is it Thursday? I don't know. So
now I had no idea for a long time, but now we just started school again. So like now I know days a little bit. But I had the summer and no, I had no clue.
Yeah, somebody told me it's like 4 Mondays and a Friday. That's what every week feels like, and that feels accurate.
I hope we get out of this soon. How's it by you? It's getting better in Jersey. It really is getting better here.
Yeah, school just started, and where we're at, so inside St. Louis, it's all virtual, but then outside of St. Louis, where I'm at, they have the option to be virtual or go in.
Yeah, that's where we are, like
80-90% of kids are in school, and I've got a senior in high school. So we're, she wants to experience her senior year, but she's really good about wearing the mask and not touching other people. So, we'll see. Probably 2 or 3 weeks, they shut the whole thing down anyway, but
that's what I'm thinking. That's the bets.
Yeah, that's safe money to bet on, I would say.
Even though, I mean, it is getting better, but once a couple people get sick, it's over.
Yeah, and I mean, you never know if the stuff's going to morph or the strain's going to change or something. If it's who knows? I'm no scientist, But
it might be light on the all the kids, but then gets the teachers, and then I go see my parents, and boom, it gets stronger. And
no, that's exactly it, man. There's just no telling, and when the experts are like, I don't know, what am I supposed to think? So yeah, it's just bad. Just put a mask on and stay away is kind of what I heard you telling somebody earlier, like 6 or 7 hours straight with a mask on. That just
it's tough, and I just started it, so.
That's got to feel like taking a bra off or something at the end of the day or something, just taking your drawers off and getting out of the shower like, oh God, I can breathe again.
We don't have the kids yet, but it's actually we have the kids half the day, but then we're virtual, so we have them like for half the day, and then we go on to the virtual kids.
Yeah.
I'm still wearing the mask though. I'm the only one in the room. I'm wearing the mask, talking on like this with the mask on. I'm like, can't we take this thing off?
Maybe you could put a Darth Vader like voice modulator or something under the mask and just freak them out. Or I've heard somebody else say if you wear your mask right, you can put snacks in there and be good all day. I don't know.
Oh wow, yeah. So it's been interesting, but so anyway, about your film. And, how long did it take you guys to do that?
Oh man, we were originally, we shot in Western Arkansas. I'm originally from Arkansas. It's my Southern accent probably gives it away. But so I working with a lot of folks that I knew, and we were planning on shooting in Western Arkansas in mid-December, and they got an ice storm. And you guys may get those in the winter, but in December, Arkansas doesn't get ice storms. So it was like, oh, that's, this may be the gods telling us not to do it. But we just waited a weekend. It was still wet outside, but and if you're working with the right people, especially if you're doing a short where you just want to, you want to have a good time and enjoy the people you got to be around. Yeah. And everybody had a great attitude, man. It was my producer, Lisa, found all the great places and the people that were really cool about us coming into their space. We, in our final scene, we had an impromptu goat show up. The woman was like, I've got a goat.
You got a goat?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
You got to have a goat in the movie, right?
I'm like, yeah. I mean, how often do you get asked, do you want a goat in the scene? I've got one out back. Like, yes.
You can't say no.
The answer is always yes.
Always yes. We had I did a film. I was producing a short film, and the lady's like, I got a horse. We're like, yeah.
A horse. Yeah. Yeah, we'll shoot around it, and then we'll shoot with it, and we'll see what works. And I will tell people this: goats do not take instruction well. It was the worst direction I've ever given in my life. I couldn't get through to the goat. It was crazy.
It must have been fun though. It'd be like, yeah, let's just put a goat. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So we have 3 people. I don't want to give it away, but there's 3 people in the scene in what am I trying? In an indisposed position, shall you say? And one guy was just like, I don't know, can I touch the goat? And the girl in the scene, she's like, oh yeah, I want to pet goat. How can you pet a goat? So it was also weird just watching crew and cast go, what do we do with the goat? Pick the goat up, put the goat over there, pick the goat up, and move the goat around, and everybody's kind of staring like, really? Are we doing this? So it was fun, man. It was fun.
That's great. And then the actors, how did you get the actors there?
Oh, it just in general how I found actors.
Yeah, the casting and
yeah. So when I was writing it, I had one guy in mind, and Barry Clifton is a great actor out of Central Arkansas. I love Barry, and I had him in mind. Tanner Smith out of Kansas City, and then there's another girl in Arkansas, Crystal Kaminar. And I thought, okay, these are the 3 main people, and I found another couple of people to come along. We lost one actress whenever we hit the ice storm, but we found somebody else, so it worked well. But yeah, I knew them. I knew I wanted to work with them. Tanner is typically a filmmaker, but I've seen him act in a couple of things ages ago, and just thought you would be perfect for this. So I really wrote the roles for Barry and Tanner, and had Crystal in mind the whole time. And man, Tanner shows up ready, Barry shows up ready. Everybody has a great attitude. Worked with most of the crew before. So when we're writing a comedy, and I've seen enough about. I knew what I wanted to do on this and make it lighthearted. So at one point he's just So having Barry and Tanner, the actors that I knew I wanted, we get there and we have the lines that Barry's supposed to give to describe the ingredients of the drink, And then I just started looking around the room because I got a couple of guys that write that were in the crew anyway. I'm like, give me some other ideas. What else goes into this drink? The surgical grade morphine. Okay, cool. Say that. And so the old we'll fix it in post. We'll cut this together later. And so we really were just throwing things off the wall and seeing what worked. And our editor Chris did a great job of putting it all together. So, man, it was fun. It was
like a fun time. Looked like you guys had a fun time just watching the movie. It looked, these guys must had a blast making this thing.
Yeah, man. After you've spent, we spent the better part of 4 months shooting a feature, and then the better part of a year getting it edited, going out, getting distribution, doing all that. I just wanted something that was going to take the stress off the shoulders and remind me why it's fun to make films. So it worked.
So talking about the feature, it's out there. Do you want to? Where can people watch it?
Yeah, the Boo. We were on Amazon for a couple of years, but then they run out of cloud space and a couple of bad reviews, and away you go from Amazon. But we're out various different Roku channels. There's like a Stream Now that's there, a Tremor channel on Roku. Just wherever we can get picked up. Vimeo on demand. So it's called the Boo. It's a story about the Gullah are people that were slaves that formed colonies off of the southeast U.S. and they have a legend called the Boo Hag, which is really cool. It's a woman that's a cousin of a vampire and steals a woman's the spirit steals the woman's skin and goes out and seduces men. Wow. And I'm like, well, that sounds fun. Let's do that. So yeah, that was a blast. And so that's out there to be seen. And now we got Pop out there and since then shot a short called Goodbye that we really just started being in festivals. I have not I've not been able to make a trip for it yet, although I've watched it in about 6 different virtuals. Oh. So, which is really sad because I know everything that happens in the film. I don't go to festivals just to watch my own movie, right?
I know, right? Yeah. I miss going. Hopefully soon we can go.
Yeah, man. I was looking forward to coming to Asbury Park and finding out what microbrews you guys have up there and everything. But
we got the best one down the road here. Well, this one here is coming. Okay. This one, okay. Ross is coming very soon. They just got a nice place on the water, but Kane is right down the block here, and that's my fave.
Yeah, I'll give it a year or two, and I'm hoping to see you guys up there again. So
yeah,
it'll be the world will open up soon, man. Hopefully.
I'm hoping by the next April. We didn't even open up the next April one yet. We're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen? We have no movies anyway. It doesn't matter.
Who's going to submit? You're going to get like 42 entries and people are going to go, oh my God, you got 42? That's huge. We got a dozen.
We get films of just people walking down the street.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so many pandemic films you don't know what to do with. They look like Zoom calls like this, like the romantic couple is turning to kiss each other or something. Yeah, it's like, oh, isn't that cute? They're together.
There's someone like I have a drink, I go like that, and you get the drink from that side.
Take it from there. Excuse me. It's perfect. That's perfect. There's going to be so many of those, man. I think this is a writer's dream, though, right? Yeah. Writers are used to being, trapped in their little cubby hole and going away. This is perfect.
I think eventually, from all this time and all these writers, when we are able to actually have a nice set and film, so maybe like a year from now, they're going to be amazing films.
Seriously. I think, there's no excuse for people not to have fleshed out their scripts, right? Yeah. I mean, you got plenty of time, set up Zoom calls. This is what I would tell, writers and filmmakers. If you've got something you're sitting on, now's the time to absolutely go through it, get your friends, go through a Zoom call, do the readings with people you trust, really hear it. This is absolutely, we've got Goodbye, the short that we're showing. I've been wrapping up another script, but then I have another story idea that we're hoping to film next year. This is the absolute time to be hammering that stuff out for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would think so. So what about you guys? How difficult has it been? You don't have to worry about locations and making sure you're all set up for everything, but you got to make sure all the tech is running right.
I know, right? We got all the films. We got them all in like a little thing,
Gotcha.
And we have the StreamYard thing, and we are all out at this podcast studio, and Ming Chen from the Comic Book Men's our producer. So he's like, yeah, we could stream it, we could do it. So we're like, Let's do it.
You got to do it. You got to have fun with this, right?
Yeah.
Everything's off script. Everything's off book right now.
Well, the award show for the regular night is going to be insane. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. And
much appreciated. And we'll see you guys soon. If you need anything, holler.
Cool. Absolutely. Thanks.
All right.
See you. Hey everyone, we're here with Hebe Rojas, and you did the film The Two Cowboys.
Yes. Yes.
How did you come up with the idea of this film?
It started with I had like a comedy improv type of class, and the first thing that just came into my mind was Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I just remembered how Scary Movie did a little pick on it. So I was like, why not make that into like a little play? I performed it, people loved it, and then I talked with my my other actor, and I was like, why not just make this into a short film and see what's up with it? And it turned out pretty good. I got into another festival, so pretty proud about that. And I'm here too, so it's a good feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did the production go? Because you said it was a theater, so it was kind of just, was it an easy setup for film or?
I had the idea already planned out to be a film when I first wrote it, so it wasn't too difficult. It was just a little bit of finding the proper location. We had to pick up some places in Jersey, so that took us a little bit of time. But then when we finally got where we wanted, production wasn't too bad. Since we already rehearsed the script and the lines, it wasn't too much. It was just getting the shot and finding the music and seeing what I could play around with. But
absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And you said, so you're playing in other festivals. Did you submit it to more during all this time or
yes.
and waiting or?
Yes. I had it in Jersey Shore Film Festival. It got 2 nominations, so I'm pretty proud of that. I did submit it to Monmouth Film Festival. Didn't get anything back for that. And the New Jersey International Film Festival. I didn't get anything to that. I'm still waiting for something in Newark and something in, I think, West Orange or South Orange. That's having like a little short festival. So,
Are they still online or a lot of them pushed back to try? We tried. We pushed it to September. So, hopefully, but it looks like it might be starting opening up in a few months. So maybe be able to go see it in the theater or things like that. So.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to all these festivals, especially this one and Hang On to Shores in Jersey.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that the whole COVID thing just happened like that. I was just like, oh man. And yeah, I did get some festivals that just canceled it, and then some of them were just giving that, there might be a possibility that we might just push it. Please, So I'm not going too crazy about it. I honestly just did this for fun.
Yeah.
Me and my buddies, and we started this production group called Degenerate Media, and we did it for fun, and then I decided to just why not put in festivals? Maybe there's some short films out there, then we could connect with people. So that was what we really wanted to do, is just meet people in person and exchange business cards and all that.
That's the best part of it all. So that's what we're missing out on. So, but the good thing is, at least, when you go to these and people pay tickets and there's, a few people in the theater now, thousands can just watch it for free online. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just happy. Like it caught it. It was able to be shown to an audience that's into, what a lot of like freelancers or, businesses that are out there. It's just good. It's a good feeling, we just put it up on YouTube, and we just hope for the best. Our friends could check it out, maybe they could send it to people, but just for like a festival to be like, hey, we actually want you to be part of it. It's a different feeling. It's a different accomplishment. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Have you worked on anything since? Have you been writing since all this has been going on?
Writing, yes. I know there's a competition that's going on. Film Riot is doing something, so we're trying to figure out without planning. I'm trying to do like a little short 4-minute horror film. Other than that, we did try to do stuffs while the pandemic was happening, but it's just, it was just too cautious to meet up. And we did do like a little short on our page about, like some type of homemade stuff, but it wasn't, it's not as it's not the same feeling as when you just get the whole crew together. You can do something like so much better than what you expect.
Are you planning on doing anything anytime soon in the near future?
Soon, yes. Like I already got, for the film riot competition that's going on, I'm starting to do a production, and this next Saturday, I already got the actors and all that. After that, with New Jersey already like slowly opening up, we do want to start. We have like a bunch of scripts already planned in mind, so we want to start working on those and uploading on Instagram or on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just heard that I guess on Friday some restaurants were able to open inside. So theaters too. Some theaters are opening. So
yes. I'm excited for that because I know I've been dying to catch Tenet. That film looks so amazing. Christopher Nolan's. I feel like he did a really good job on that. So I'm just trying to find a theater near me that I could peep it and reserve a seat.
And they're starting to. I was like, I have one right by me, and I'm like, well, if there's nobody there, I'll go over.
Yeah, it is a little bit, skeptical because, movie theaters are huge and you still have like all those people. And I don't know what's the protocols. I don't know if they test you or something beforehand. So I'm not going too crazy to see it, but I do want to see it in theaters, especially as a Nolan's film. Like he's one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, I think that's the first like big one everyone wants to go see. But I think the films are going to be out that are being released will be out for a long time. Like back in the early days, back in like the 80s, like a film would come out and be out for 4, 5, 6 months.
Really?
Yeah. So nowadays it's like they're gone in like a month or not even half the time.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, I remember going to see Ghostbusters or Gremlins as a little child. And it was out for like 6 months. It was in the theater. So I think they're going to do that until, it starts getting crazy again. We're back to normal.
I don't think, yeah. I mean, there's not that many films that are trying to be released. Not that I know of. I know they're starting to drop a lot of trailers. Like the Batman just got dropped. And the new 007 looks crazy. Like,
they're getting ready.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. We're going to be over, what's that word? We're going to be drowning in so many films that we have to catch up with.
Next summer, if we get through this and it's next summer, it's going to be the biggest blockbuster summer ever.
New releases every week. Every week. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Oh, it's giving me shivers.
So, I just wanted to see what else was going on. And do you want to promote anything? Do you have any websites people could go watch any of your work? Or
Yes. So definitely on our Instagram we have Degenerate Media. So it's Degenerate_media, and that's our page. That's the crew that I work with. These are all people I went to school with. So we're just trying to. We had plans for 2020, but then it just went so downhill. We're just like, it's okay. But we're trying to get back up. We're already starting with this short, and we got other shorts coming in mind. We also got a YouTube channel, same name. Greg Smith is the DP of every project I do. I have full trust on him because he's been helping me out since even when we were in school with other small projects I would be doing. Cool. So he's Chief Smitch Media. You can definitely look up he's on the Degenerate Media page as well. And me, heavy on Instagram. So cool. Yeah. A lot of people on there, like Kyle, Jamie, all of them. They're such great people to work around with. So,
I wish we were able to meet you all, but I think at least we get this thing will be out there, and your film will be, and then we have an award show after all the films play on September 12th. So just tune in and have fun.
Of course, I mean. I'm gonna have my crew. We're just gonna watch. We're just gonna watch all these films, and I just wish it was just in person. That's the only thing. Yeah. I'll be coming in with like my whole crew.
I'm sure we're gonna do the award show in our podcast studio, so we'll have a lot of fun with that. Anyway, awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming on for a few minutes here.
Of course, no problem. Thank you.
I'm here with Pete Ferrero, and your film was The Boys Will Be.
Yes.
Right. And so, how did you come up with this idea for this film?
It's you know what? It's based on a real story. I did go to a business conference with a company once, and the behavior, myself included, unfortunately, does sort of get out of control when you're in that environment. And I just thought there was something fun to play with there. And, with everything that's going on in the world, maybe we should hold ourselves a little bit more accountable for the actions that happen at things like this. The boys will always have fun, and there should maybe be a limit to how far they want to take that. So that's sort of where I came from with the approach on the film. I had remembered that experience, and I was like, I think we could do better. Especially now.
And there's a lot of people in this, so over the whole cast and everything. How did you go about casting all the actors for this?
It's a lot of people that I've worked with before. I do love ensemble casts. In addition to being a filmmaker, I also host a Beverly Hills 90210 podcast with the writers and whatnot. So I grew up watching big ensembles. Clue is one of my favorite movies, and so I just always was drawn to those kinds of things. And in terms of the actors, I just picked off people that I had worked with, people that were creators on their own, so that I knew that they would be able to take the script and kind of take ownership of it, because they are great creators on their own. And then also follow great direction as well, which I think I did a good job with. So that's kind of how we casted it. Just basically people that I had worked with previously, and people that I thought were really great creators. Yeah.
Where did you end up filming that?
When or where?
Where?
We filmed it all in New Jersey at a
thought it was Jersey.
Yeah. I think it's Lyndhurst. I think it's either Rutherford or Lyndhurst, but mostly all of it's filmed in Lyndhurst. I was living in Lyndhurst at the time, so I just became a part of that thing. And that Lyndhurst hotel just felt like the typical conference hotel, conference hotel. Yeah, very nice people. They were very accommodating. Helped us all the way through.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because sometimes it's difficult to be able to get that, and then sometimes some people are very accommodating. So it's usually 50-50 around here.
We also shot. Yeah, Jersey is it's a crapshoot. I mean, even like the boat we shot in the bowling alley, Bowlaroo, I think it's called, and they were very accommodating as well. A lot of steps, and then the diner, the Colonial Diner in Lyndhurst, is an iconic sort of spot in Lyndhurst, and we were able to shoot there. I mean, it's funny because the hotel chain was, well, this is a corporate hotel, a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, but yes, you can. And then the Colonial Diner was a guy from Lyndhurst that was like, yeah, come do whatever you want to do. I don't give a shit. But be out by 7. You know what I mean?
Were they open and serving while you were doing it? Because sometimes they do that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We just rolled with it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Classic Lyndhurst. Yeah.
So, have you done what have you been doing since all this is going on? Have you been writing? Have you been actually getting a production together?
Yeah, I mean, I've already started writing on another project with one of the actresses that was in The Boys Will Be, the one that plays opposite of me, Heather Page. It's a short that about I don't want to spoil it, but it's about like a love story, but has a major twist in it. So I've been writing that. I've been doing some documentary stuff, which I feel is really good for these times. You can get some small crews together and some teams out and shoot. So I did a documentary with Elizabeth Faulkner, who's a chef, and we kind of tackled how restaurants are dealing with COVID. So we talked to Nancy Silverton and Dominique Crenn and Alice Waters, and actually came back to New Jersey and shot with a whole bunch of Jersey chefs, Leah Gacchione, who's in Morristown, and Mike Carino, who ran Pig and Prince. Is that it? Yeah. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been just doing some docs and writing, and this podcast, which has taken up a lot of my time, but it's so much fun because I'm like revisiting all these great memories of my childhood, and it's really blowing up into an awesome thing. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Yeah.
Where can we hear your podcast? Because we're big podcast people.
Yeah, I'm on all the spots, iTunes and Spotify, and we use StreamYard to host those, and so we do them live as well. So on YouTube and Facebook, and it's Beverly Hills 90210 Show is the name of the podcast, and at Beverly Hills 90210 Show on Facebook and Instagram, and then Beverly Hills 90210show.com is the website that goes right to YouTube, so you can watch them live and see all the episodes. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. We have we do it right here in Eatontown, New Jersey, out of a shared universe studios
very
here.
cool.
So if you know the comic book men from AMC, I don't know if you know them. Yeah, so it's their place. So we
very cool.
You got Ming is our producer guy, and so
that's awesome. That's
we're all dealing with that. So
yeah. So I mean, did you? I know this is. I feel like I took over, but when you started doing the podcast, did you find COVID got you doing more podcasting because it was something to do? Because that's sort of what happened with you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, our Hang On to Your Shorts podcast, we all go into the studio and it's all of us, and it gets crazy and fun, and they kind of none of the guys wanted to really able to do it, so it kind of stopped. So I'm talking to Ming going, I'm losing my mind here. I'm home. What can we do? And he's like, no, we got StreamYard still. We could do it. We could do it, out of your house. So here we are.
Yeah.
And I did about almost 50 episodes on my own. It's called Cullen on Film, and that's my new podcast.
Oh, very awesome. I'll definitely watch it. Is it on StreamYard?
Yeah, it's on, well, we have it on my Facebook. I put it on Facebook Live, and it's a YouTube page as well. Cool. And it's just basically me one-on-one with a filmmaker, actor, or even like a cast, just have fun. It turned into more just like this, just like an interview instead of like us going crazy and throwing beers around and all the fun podcast stuff that you do. It's just like one-on-one.
Yeah, I love doing that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, well, keep me in mind for that too.
Yeah, if you're in New Jersey, and we the studio is open now, so we do kind of both. I jump back and forth. So if you're ever back around here in New Jersey,
I'm in there
to the studio.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah,
we have a lot of fun doing that. So that's what we usually would do. Instead of this, the idea was our fest was usually on Saturday and Sunday. So we say, if you come out Friday, we're in the studio. Come on in, and we just have filmmaker after filmmaker.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
So this is kind of like the alternative, and we're kind of running out of time. So I'm like, I got to interview as many as I can.
I'm with you, man. I get it. Yeah.
But so you're just trying to make the best of all this situation, and at least we pulled it off till September. We're like, because we want people to be here, we want to see people, but just ran out of time, and it's going to play on the internet. So we've never done this before.
Well, I think that's really awesome. I think one thing I've learned through this COVID period, even doing that doc, is that people have to. I hate this word, but people have to pivot to something else. You know what I mean? And perhaps the thing you pivot it to actually becomes a mainstay in your business, whether it's a restaurant or a film business or projects or whatever, now doing more podcasting or, doing more docs or whatever it is, I feel like it opens up the opportunity. It's just how you look at it, I guess,
Absolutely, yeah.
Certainly not happy with everybody, getting sick and all that. But, in terms of if you are healthy and you are able to do some things, maybe it opens up a new aspect to your life, which has been fun for me, for sure.
Yeah, me too. I've been, just taking it, whatever I could do, so
yeah,
it is what it is for now. But, in New Jersey, they just, I think yesterday they finally opened up 25% indoor. So
I heard that. Yeah, that's good. That's great news. Hopefully that's great news. People don't get it. And it just, continues to stay the course with how they're managing it. I haven't been up there in a while, so I'm not sure, but it seems like it's going
good. It's better in New Jersey. New Jersey, they actually, it is not that bad here. Everyone's pretty safe, and we were starting school like Teach, so we're doing half in school, half here, which is crazy, but it is what it is. How's it by you there?
Not good.
No.
No. I think I don't think they've got it managed at all. And people don't really like the idea of being told you can't go do something. So they're not doing well with that. But
imagine if everyone just listened and did it for like
that might work. Yeah.
2-3 weeks, we could be out of this thing,
Maybe exactly. That would be an ideal. But here we are. And it's like 108 today in LA, so it's not. Yeah, it's a little bit outrageous.
So anything else you want to promote and talk about that? You have any websites that people can see any of your work or anything?
I mean, my sunspotfilms.com, I try to update as often as possible. Follow me on Instagram at Pete Ferrero or Peter Ferrero, Ferriero. I've been trying to go as Pete Ferrero because Pete Alonso was Peter Alonso.
Yes,
and then he went to Pete Alonso. And I was like, I'm going to make that shift as well. But everything I have in my life is Peter. So, but it's Peter Ferrero on Instagram, Pete Ferrero maybe on Facebook. Yeah, follow me. Always writing, always doing docs, always working on projects. Obviously, I got a couple podcasts going. So the more the merrier. Come join the crazy train and see what's going on. I would appreciate it.
Yeah,
and thanks for collecting us in this the film in the festival. I mean, it was really awesome to see that and to be a part of it and to be selected and to be nominated for some things. It's it really is awesome, man. I'm like, we're all so super stoked for it.
It's a pretty good accomplishment too to get that far, because now we have. I mean, when we first started this, we had only a few people watching films and doing it. Now we got like so many people. Cool. Well, thanks a lot for a few minutes coming on here, man.
Thanks. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right.
On to the next now. On to the next. It's going to be a long couple days.
All right, man. Later. Thank you.
Okay, so we're here with Vinny Perjara. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's right.
And you did My Beloved Wife?
That's right.
Oh, so how did you come up with this idea for film?
Yeah, so actually, I was working on another script, and I was talking to my friend about the story, and I said I'm stuck, and I can't move forward. And he told me that, oh, I know one guy working in my office. He wears a GoPro in my office every single day, and when he works in IT, he's an IT guy. So when he's working on his computer, he has his webcam on, and his wife is watching him every single. So I thought he's joking, and I started laughing. He said, "No, I'm not joking." And he's kind of guy that he never jokes. So, and his cubicle is exactly the way it is, which I showed in the movie. That's exactly. So that's actually it's my friend's cubicle where he works. So that's happening in real life. That guy still works in the same office.
Wow.
So I said, let me see. I just want to see the guy and just introduce me as your friend. And I said, no, he must have left. I said, at least let me see his cubicle. I just want to see it just to. And I saw his cubicle exactly how it is. So that's how I came with the idea. So that's one story. And I immediately told him that I'm going to write something. And if I like the story good enough, then I'll make a movie.
Oh, wow.
So then there's another couple. So wife is always, she tells the guy all the time. I mean, the girlfriend always tells the guy all the time, oh, you don't have a very good taste in clothing. You should wear not this. You should wear this, and go for grocery shopping together. And she leaves the handbag all the time, and he used to carry stuff. So I just merged these two couples story together, and yeah.
Yes, it was pretty funny, and you're just like, nah, really? This is really that's so funny that it's based on the real stuff. That's so cool.
Yes. Yes.
So how did you get the actors for this film?
I had posted on Backstage, and I shortlisted a few actors on Backstage, and that's how I found both the actors on Backstage. Actually, Josh, he's a brilliant actor, and we met, and when I met him for the first time at Starbucks, and I knew it that okay, he's the guy.
Yeah.
And I told him, and okay, so and for the female character, Lorena was the second or third one I met, and I thought Lorena had a good vibes, and I thought I go with my instinct. I go with the vibes I get from the actors, how excited they are about doing their characters, and I go with the vibes I get it from them.
Oh. And how long did it take to film this?
I shot this in just 2 days, 1 day for the home scenes and 1 day for the office scenes, 2 days.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, I guess they were long days though, right?
Yeah, because it's indie and each cast and crew are paid. So I have to be very meticulous. I'm also the producer. So I have to calculate stuff and I have to make sure that I not extend days.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough doing the short films in that short period of time, Yes. But you have to get it done, right? So
yeah. So what I do is, usually I rehearse well, shortlist everything done, breakdown is done, and so when we go and said all the actors are prepared, this is how we're gonna do the first scene, that's the second scene, all the shots are this way, so actors know already the breakdown and shot list, and so they know already. So we prepare ourselves before we go on set.
Great. Do you have anything else that you were working on since then that's out there, or are you doing some writing or anything during all this time?
I'm always thinking and working on something. After that, I shot another movie called The Wonder Girl. That's almost complete. Maybe in a week or two, I shall wrap the post for that, and it should be ready. And I just finished another short screenplay for it's about gun control.
No.
So that's my next project. So hopefully, maybe next month.
Yeah.
Next month or so, I think I'll shoot the film.
Yeah, it's finally we're getting around. I guess some productions are starting up. So
yes. So when is something that things are cooling off now a little bit, so I can plan ahead now.
Where was the film playing in festivals, and then all this kind of put a halt to it? But I guess some went online, right?
Yes, I mean a lot of festivals got cancelled, and they got postponed for next year. And few of the film festivals, such as yours, have been happening virtual. So at least there's some relief. Okay, it's not completely like the whole year was blown off. At least we have some kind of relief. Okay, at least what we worked hard on some stuff. At least it's getting shown on some platform. So I'm happy about that. So thank you, first of all, Chris, for having my film at your festival. It's my first time, and I'm excited to submit it for next year as well.
Oh wow, yeah. It's well, we're trying our best. So we're gonna have the films are gonna be streaming online on our webpage. There's gonna be 3 streams, and you just click on it, and the films will be just constantly playing. The schedule's on Facebook. I'm not sure if it's on the website yet, but it'll be up there. And and then afterwards, around like 9 o'clock, we're gonna have our little crazy award show in the studio. So you never know.
Wow.
Never know what happens in there. So we don't even know who we don't even know who the winners are. We have the trophy place got all the winners, and we will open it up then and there, like so we won't even know.
I'm so happy for Josh. He's the lead actor, and he's he's very disciplined guy. So I'm very happy that he's been nominated. So it's an honor for me.
And it was very funny, short, and we enjoyed it a lot, and it's part of I think it's part of the one of the comedy sets. We sometimes some of the films are mixed in and stuff, but we try our best to like fit a whole like comedy set, and I believe it's with them. So
it is.
It'll definitely be a fun set to watch and have everybody at least smile and crack up for a little bit, right?
a little bit. Yes, it's
Absolutely. Is there anything that you would like to promote? Do you have any websites or anyone could see any of your work or anything?
So I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Space 32. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. My name Vinay Pujara, or look up for Sanam Productions. That's my company, and I'm always there. And I'm working all the time. I make sure that I do at least one shot a year. That's my goal. So hopefully next year I'll do something bigger, but if not, then I'll be working on something. If not, then at least I'll keep writing. So I try to connect with even when I'm not working on something, I connect with all actors. If I find something, or some crew or cast, if I find interesting, I try to connect with them. Maybe if not now, maybe later we can always work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep building on the people working on, maybe I want to work on. So I keep networking with those kind of people.
Hopefully we'll get some more film festivals that we can go to. So, because that's like my favorite part.
So soon
is meeting people and starting to work with them. That's my favorite part of going to these things. So
yeah, but something is better than nothing, right? So I'm so happy that at least just recently my beloved wife got screened at a film festival in Toronto, at South Asian Film Festival in Toronto, and I was very happy. It was screened virtually. The whole world could see it. So I invited all my friends, and so a lot of people saw the film. Some of them missed it, so hopefully they'll catch up on this one.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this is like a lot more people will be able to see it, and maybe people connect to the internet and meet up and things like that. Are you located? You're located New York, New Jersey area?
Yeah, New York.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, we're right there. And
yes. Yeah. Just
so,
other side of the bridge, so it's fine.
I'm sure when things get better, we're going to try to do some kind of event to get people together. So hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to be part and meet you and other talented people.
Great. Thanks. Well, thanks so much for coming on for a few minutes here. And
thank you.
I'm going to try to.
Actually, it's an honor. My pleasure.